Welcome to the Game Cave where the adventure starts right here on the table. I'm your host, Dave, and today we are adventuring into the dark forests of Dragonwood. This little game here is a very interesting little game to play. It is a 2 to 4 player game. It is produced by GameRight, and I do believe the designer, or not, yeah, the game designer is Darren Kistjan. So join me at the table and let's learn how to play this game. First, start with the setup. You need the red with the black border deck, that's the adventure deck, and the green Dragonwood deck. Let's set the red deck to the side for now, and let's concentrate with the green Dragonwood deck. So, basically, in this deck, you're going to need to find these two important cards, the blue and orange dragon, and set them to the side for now. Then we are going to shuffle this deck, the green Dragonwood deck. We'll shuffle it up here. And then we are going to split the deck into 2 piles. Within these 2 piles, what we are going to do is place these 2 dragons into one of the decks. And they can go just pretty much anywhere in this deck here. Just throw them in there. Because then we're going to give this another good shuffle here. We'll do a generic shuffle for now. Shuffle them up really good. Get those dragons mixed up in there. And then we are going to place this deck on the bottom. So the other half of the deck, just place it on top of this one. And set this... we'll set it to the side here. Wherever you're... about the middle of the table. Between the 2 players. Now what we're going to do is set up our landscape. And the landscape is basically 5 cards that are placed out on the table in a row. We're going to place 5 cards here. And this is where all the fighting and battling will take place, right here in our landscape. Now, keep in mind, if you get one of these cards here, this is an adventure card. This adventure card will need to be placed back into the deck somewhere and replaced with another card. This is only at the beginning of the game. Now what we need to do is shuffle the red adventure card deck, and then we are going to give each player 5 cards. So here's my 5, and we'll pretend like I gave the opponent their 5. And now that we have our cards, the adventure card deck is set out in the middle of the table. We have the landscape with our Dragonwood deck. We have to introduce the last part, the dice. Alright, so let's play some Dragonwood. There are 2 basic actions you can take during your turn. And those 2 actions are to capture a creature or an enchantment, or you can reload. And by reloading, you just draw a card and add it to your hand. All you have to do is announce that you are reloading, draw a card, and add it to your hand. Keep in mind that your card hand size is 9 max. There is a special card within the deck. It's a Lucky Ladybug. If you draw this card, instantly draw 2 additional cards and add them to your hand. If your deck would run out, simply take your discard deck, shuffle them up, and start again. There are 3 basic cards in the Dragonwood deck. Your creature cards, your enchantment cards, and your event cards. Your creature cards has some basic information on it. Starting with the bottom left-hand corner with the shield indicates your victory points. These are the points collected for the end of the game total for victory. The bottom right-hand corner has the 3 possible ways that you can capture this creature. And those are Strike, Stomp, and Scream. there is a nice little reference card here that is provided for you. We will talk about this in more detail in just a moment. Your enchantment card is identical to your creature cards in the way that you have to capture the creature or enchantment. The only thing it is lacking is the victory points. You do not gain victory points for your enchantments. Enchantments also cannot be used to capture other enchantments. The last basic card type is your event cards. Event cards are cards that are resolved instantly once they are flipped over on the table. There's text at the bottom of the card that tells you exactly what you need to do. Once this has been resolved, simply just replace that card with another. And you do this with any card that is captured from the landscape. So all this has led us up to the most important part of the game, and that is collecting the victory points from these cards. So let's take a quick look how to do this. So remember at the beginning of the game, I dealt each player 5 cards. These 5 cards are directly related to the amount of dice you're able to roll during the capturing process. Wait, there's dice? Yes, there are dice in the game. So I thought we was going to play the cards to capture creatures. Well, yes, you do play the cards, but the cards actually tell you how many dice that can be rolled during your turn. So let's take a closer look at that. To strike a creature, you must play cards that are in a row regardless of color. So in this example here, we are going to lay out our cards here. We've played these cards. Actually, let me turn these around. We've played our cards here. As you can see, we are going to try to strike this creature. We have 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a row, and it does not matter the color. This is going to represent also how many dice we're able to throw. So I laid 4 cards. I'm going to be able to roll 4 dice. Let's take a little closer look here. As you can see here, I have a creature card and an enchantment card. We are going to be looking at the right-hand side, bottom right-hand side of the box here, where the strike, stomp, and scream symbols are. And we are going to try to match those up. Depending on the cards you have in your hand, might depend on which attack you will be using. So, we will be looking at the 7 value here in the strike. The strike means basically that I have to have or play cards that are in a row regardless of color. So now I'm going to play my cards. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 to use for my strike attempt. I'm going to gather up 5 dice, roll them, and then I'm going to compare the score that I had rolled to the 7 here, or the strike symbol on the enchantment card. I have to match or exceed the number 7 to be able to capture this enchantment or creature. Just a quick note, you can roll up to 6 dice. That means basically you should probably only play up to 6 cards. Now I do believe you can probably play more cards, but it kind of would be pointless to do that. You can also only play 1 card and roll 1 dice. Keeping in mind though that by doing this, I think the highest value on the dice is a 4. Yeah, so there's very few creatures here. And actually in this example that I'm showing, I'm noticing that there are actually a few creatures that you could capture with just 1 dice. But the chances of you just rolling that 4 is 1 in 6. So sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. A stomp is made by playing cards that are all of the same number. So in this example, I have 4 2s. I'm able to roll 4 dice. And the last one is the scream. Play cards that are all the same color. I have 3 red. I get 3 dice. So during your turn, you're going to do a few things here. First, you're going to announce which creature or enchantment you're going to try to capture, in which method you're going to capture it in. You're going to play your cards and roll your dice. The game ends when 2 adventure card decks have been completely gone through, and or you have captured the orange dragon and the blue dragon. Once this has been resolved, you simply are going to add up your victory points, and whoever has the highest victory points wins the game. Okay, that's Dragonwood. Thanks for joining me on our adventure with Dragonwood. If you have suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, where we are going to do many, many more of these types of videos. We have other things planned as well. Don't forget to also join us over at Twitch TV, where every Saturday at 8 p.m. we play these kind of games live. So until then, we'll see you.